Well, Clemson 31, ND 23, and the New Year's Six dream is over as the Irish suffer their third loss of the season. For Fighting Irish Preview and FightingIrishPreview.com, I'm Phil Houck. Well, we thought it would be a rock fight, as many in the media like to call these sorts of games, and it was. Neither offense really uh, got in much of a rhythm today, but ultimately it was just too much Phil Maffa, the backup running back for Clemson today. He had 36 carries, 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's actually a pretty good rhythm, I guess. And too much Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the All-American linebacker for Clemson, and we will talk more about him later. Uh, ND, believe it or not, actually produced more total offense here today. They had 329 yards of total offense to just 285 for Clemson. But field position really conspired against the Irish. After falling behind 24-9 at the half, Indy actually took advantage of another Xavier Watts interception. He's now got 7 on the season to lead the nation, at least through today. At this point, he had led the nation last week at 6 and added to that total. That led to a very short field. Audric Estime gets a 2-yard touchdown, and then Sam Hartman did lead a quick 4-play, 74-yard drive, keyed by his own 26-yard touchdown scamper into the end zone. And that was keyed by, let's remember that play, a great block by Rico Flores on the edge. And at 6:05 of the third, the Irish had the margin down to 23-31. Does that number sound familiar? 23-31, 6:05 of the third. Looked like game was on, but yeah, that happens to be the final score of the game. No more points were scored after that. The last 21 minutes of the game, no points scored. And 2 things at that point for the rest of the game as the Irish tried to claw their way back to the ability to maybe tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion was field position. And again, that sensational All-American linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the Irish were repeatedly pinned within the shadow of their own goal post. They started their next 5 drives after scoring that touchdown that got them within 8 at their own 4, 7, 14, 7-yard line, and then the 6-yard line. And they just couldn't move the football. And a big reason why was Jeremiah Trotter Jr. We talked about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Talked about him in the Clemson 101 article this week, how good he is. And he was as advertised. He had 11 tackles on the day, 2 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss, and the devastating pick 6. Sam Hartman with 2 interceptions today. And that was a really tough one to take, the pick 6. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he was a one-man wrecking crew. Sam Hartman on the day, second straight game with no touchdown passes thrown by Hartman. He was 13 of 30, 142 yards, not getting any help from his receivers. But he's not been accurate either. So, I mean, it's always a combination of things. Not real accurate, not getting a lot of help, not a lot of time to throw. Those things all conspire. 2 interceptions, second straight game, like I said, with no touchdown passes. Hartman did go 7 carries for 68 yards running the football. That included a 26-yard touchdown run. And ND did manage 183 yards on the ground. That's not bad, but they just couldn't complement that with a consistent passing game. So the Irish fall to 7-3. They're idle next week, remaining on their schedule in 2 weeks at home. That'll be senior day, is Wake Forest. And then the finale at Stanford to finalize the season out in Palo Alto the Saturday after Thanksgiving. The Irish will be favored in both of those football games, and that would lead to a 9-3 season if they can close that out. The betting right now is that would lead to a matchup with somebody in the ReliaQuest Bowl on New Year's Day, which is a good day for a bowl game, obviously, and that's in Tampa, Tampa Bay. Final today, not a happy one. Clemson 31, Notre Dame 23. And for Fighting Irish Preview and fightingirishpreview.com, I'm Phil Houck, and that's a wrap.